Welcome to Soccer for Hope night here at Anteater Stadium. I'm Darby Brown alongside Brad Paul. And Brad, the Blues are holding on to that final playoff spot thanks to a 4-game winning streak. However, that winning stretch was put to a halt in their last match against the Austin Aztecs. And now the Blues will find themselves against the Portland Timbers too.
Yes, they're playing a very formidable opponent, only 4 points behind the OC Blues in the standings. It's going to be a very tough match here. The Blues took a very tough loss at Austin, losing 1-0 after that 4-game unbeaten streak. But prior to that, they had 2 ties, so it was 6 total games without a loss. The Blues look to turn things around here tonight at home.
All right, and let's talk about what players we're going to be keeping our eyes out for this evening, starting with a mid-season addition for the Orange County Blues.
Yes, Milton Blanco has come in and played great midfield for the OC Blues and even was a part of that back line at one point for some of those guys that were suspended due to a yellow card accumulation. But Milton Blanco played the first part of the season with Arizona United, has come in, great professional experience, and Coach Vies knows what he's doing when he gets these players in here mid-season, really pushing for that last and final playoff spot at the moment.
And now for Portland Timbers 2, who are we going to be looking at this evening?
Yes, Carlton Belmore. He is the leader in all the offensive categories for Portland Timbers 2. Goals, tied for team lead in assists, most points, most game-winning goals. He is going to be a gnat at the top line for Portland Timbers 2 against that OC Blues back line. So you're always going to have to know where he is at all times in order to stop him with his team-leading 12 goals.
All right, and only a handful of games left here in the regular season. We have Soccer for Hope here tonight, and at the next match, we have Susan G. Komen night, as Brad, you can see, is already ready for with his pink tie. Let's see if the Blues can pull out a victory this evening. Mark Zerber and Brad Paul will have the call for you. Welcome back here to Anteater Stadium. I'm Darby Brown alongside Brad Paul. And Brad, no Papara, no Crittenden tonight. Who's going to need to step up for the Orange County Blues?
Well, we talked about it in the open there. Milton Blanco, he's going to have to help solidify that midfield with Luka Petrosevich. Been so crucial in that midfield, Luka has. So we'll see how Blanco and Luka hook up here tonight. But look for Schlager to get down that wing with the new addition of Estrada that'll be playing in front of him. David Estrada, UCLA product, spent the first half of the season there with Sacramento Republic, but now he's here with the OC Blues. Already's got 1 game under his belt, knows the guys. He's looking to contribute right away here with his new team.
And now for the Portland Timbers 2, what will they need to do in order to get a victory tonight?
Well, Portland, they are 4 points behind the OC Blues, who currently sit in that last playoff spot. So for Portland, they're going to have to get out here tonight fast and get ahead early. The longer that they struggle to get a goal, it's going to be in the OC Blues' favor here, as they've had quite the run prior to last week, that tough 1-0 loss to the Austin Aztecs. Prior to that 6-game unbeaten streak, 4 wins in a row. So for Portland, it's going to be very crucial that they get ahead early and just keep putting the ball in the back of the net to keep the OC Blues from getting all 3 points tonight.
Correct, and no Jake Gleason tonight in goal. Instead is Justin Luthi. What do you think that will do as far as the Portland defensive side?
Well, for Gleason, he's been one of the league leaders in saves all season long, but for Luthi, this is his opportunity to show that he could step in and continue this little run that Portland's going on to try to get into the playoffs. Still 5 games to go for the OC Blues, a couple games in hand to some of those teams ahead of them in the table, but for Portland, every single game, they have to treat it like it's do or die moment. So I think Luthi will step up here tonight and help that back line for Portland Timbers too.
And now we also, all the points are really close here at the end of the season. Everyone is neck and neck going for that playoffs. What do you think that does as far as the pressure of this game?
Well, 5 games left for the OC Blues. They haven't qualified for the sixth and final playoff spot yet. A couple of the teams ahead of them can clinch a playoff spot tonight, so they know the pressure is on them. They want to build on what they did last year. They already have a better record than last season, but the job is not finished yet. Coach Oliver Weiss, first-year coach, stepping in here, making those acquisitions before the season and during the season to get this team to be a playoff contender each and every year. So we'll see if the OC Blues in their all-blue kit tonight can keep things rolling on quite a good mid-July to the end of the month here going into August.
All right, and here is the national anthem. Please stay tuned for the game where Mark Serber and Brad Paul will have the call. But first, also, it is Soccer for Hope night here. Soccer for Hope is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to raise awareness for children with life-threatening diseases. Soccer for Hope was founded by head coach Oliver Weiss. It's also Coach Weiss's birthday, so happy birthday to him. Hoping to get a victory here tonight.
Great thing that Coach Weiss has done to create this Soccer for Hope night, very near and dear to his heart with his upbringing and everything that he's gone through in his life. It's a great thing for everybody here tonight.
And now, presented by Sports One Marketing.
Yes, it is, and also, like I said, tonight there will be a silent auction, which will be allow donations for this foundation, and will also be taking donations for this important cause.
And then if you come out here next week, we have Pink Night. Everybody wear pink as the OC Blues will take on the LA Galaxy 2 on September 5th. So if everybody could get out here and wear your pink to show support.
Only a couple more home games left after this in the USL season here.
Yes, we got next week, September 5th, against the LA Galaxy 2, and then they'll take 2 games on the road and finish their last game of the regular season here against the defending champion Sacramento Republic FC on Wednesday, September 16th. That will be a 7:30 start.
Should be a good matchup here at Antioch Stadium.
And hopefully by that time, the OC Blues will have already clinched a spot in the playoffs. There's still a lot of work to be done prior to that game.
All right, stay tuned for the national anthem and Brad Paul and Mark Serber with the call.
Hey fans, please welcome tonight's Blue for a Day, presented by Soccer for Hope, Dr. Diane Nugent. Dr. Nugent is a physician at Chalk Hospital in Orange, and is a long-term supporter for Soccer for Hope.
Mark Serbo alongside Brad Pauls. We get set for kickoff between the Orange County Blues and the Portland Timbers 2. And Brad, the Orange County Blues looking to do the double over T2 here tonight. And it will be a huge 3 points for them in the playoff race, especially considering that Sacramento just 1 point behind them, breathing down their neck, and they have a huge game against Tulsa tonight.
Well, everything is crucial from here as we head into the last few weeks of the regular season of the USL. One team has already clinched in the USL, but that would be in the Eastern Conference, those Rochester Rhinos. But here we are, Western Conference. No one officially clinched yet. LA Galaxy 2 have a chance tonight. Now it's the OC Blues that are going to look to stay up with Colorado neck and neck. A win here can almost guarantee that when they go on the road, they can breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, especially considering the fact that in front of a record crowd, over 13,000 last night at the Real Monarchs SLC, they beat the Seattle Sounders FC2, and that means that the Blues, with a win tonight, can draw level on points with them and Colorado as well.
Yes, but for the OC Blues, had a great stretch here, 6-game unbeaten streak, 4 straight victories. Took that tough loss against Austin on the road 1-0 last week. Whole different mindset tonight. You got to go looking at what the Portland Timbers are going to do, and they're going to try to go through Carlton Belmar. He is their guy. Leads the team in goals, tied for the team lead in assists, most points, most game-winning goals. OC Blues have to forget last week and focus on here tonight.
And this is a T2 side that's going to throw everything that they have at the Orange County Blues. 4 points behind them, 4 points behind the 6th and final playoff spot with just 4 games left. Genuine quality in this side. And you talk about Belmar. What about Biglieri? Has played in the Copa Libertadores, played in the Copa Sudamericana, has won an Argentine Premier Division title with Lanús in 2007. These are players that know how to get the job done. Pressure is nothing to these guys, and this is a T2 side that is looking for their 3rd win on the trot, which would be the first time in franchise history, albeit a young franchise history, that they've won 3 games in a row, while the Blues are looking to get back on song after that 1-0 loss in Austin.
And for you people there at home, Portland Timbers traditionally wear their green kits, but they're wearing their alternate road jersey here tonight, the red and the black shorts. So fans, yes, this is a Portland Timbers 2 side. You may not be familiar with it. Just know that your OC Blues in their all blue, going left to right, look to start this one off with a bang.
Rosendo Mendoza, your man in the middle, checks both his watches, having a word with his 4th official, as it'll be T2 to kick off. And a warm welcome to all of you listening up in the Rose City as we are underway from Anteater Stadium. Welcome to the Timbers Army, and a special welcome to the Southland Irregulars, the Southern California chapter of the Portland Timbers Army. And of course, a warm welcome to you wherever you may be listening to. Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul in a night where at least 3 teams from the Western Conference could clinch a playoff spot. We will go through the permutations later on in this game, as for now it's the Blues looking to keep possession early on, and already a player slow to get up in Milton Blanco. He looks to be okay as the Blues concede possession on the far side, and it's Delbridge. Won the championship last year, Delbridge, with Sacramento Republic. Plays it down the wing. And the Blues unable to keep it in bounds on the far side through Santana, who now leads the Blues with 4 assists this season. And he's just been playing out of his mind, Brad.
Well, he's been getting up that left side with ease this past month and a half, and he's really contributed to that 6-game unbeaten streak for the OC Blues prior to last week.
Estrada gives it away to Belmar. Little touch out wide. And the Blues win it back in midfield. Get it off to the target forward in Cortez. He was looking for Slogger. But getting there first is Toma rather. Toma has to be careful. He's just 1 yellow card away from a suspension for accumulation of yellows.
And that ball will go out, and we'll have our first goal kick here tonight. You know, typically, Mark, all summer long, I've been mentioning the sun right in the goalkeeper's eyes. For Luthi, he'll only have to deal with it for about 25 minutes as we get closer to fall here. But a beautiful night here at Anteater Stadium.
Orange County's final 5 games of the regular season, 4 of them against MLS2 squads, and then finishing off against the reigning champions in Sacramento Republic. They've been worthy contenders all season, but if they make it to the playoffs, then they will definitely be worthy contenders, considering how they have to finish the season. And Slogger looking to start strong here. That was a good run, but just a bit too heavy of a touch in the end. However, the Blues maintain possession, and this is Luca. 23-year-old leaves it off for the new acquisition, Estrada. Suggs getting forward. And that's the kind of trickery that Santana brings to the table. So many tricks in his arsenal, so many ways to create space for himself and get off crosses like the one he did for Illich to score in that 1-0 victory here against Austin. However, this time it just goes out for a goal kick.
Well, that possession started off right there with Slogger taking that touch into space and just attacking that midfield of Portland Timbers 2. And everybody out there knows nobody can keep up with Denzel Slogger's speed. So once he got forward, the OC Blues did a good job of getting up into the Portland Timbers third and gaining that possession. Just a little heavy touch for Chris Santana.
McCracken decides not to go back to Miranda, as Belmar was wise to it. Slogger trying to get it inside for Blanco, and Blanco wins it off of Gavin. Blair Gavin knows Southern California well, having played for Chivas USA from 2010 to 2012. And this is Blanco in the middle once again. He's bowled over, and that will be the first free kick of the evening.
Well, we've already seen Blanco in on a challenge here on this near side, a 50-50 ball. That one, he's already getting into the mix here. It'll be interesting to see if he starts to get little nicks and knocks, but so far he's doing a great job of distributing in that midfield.
McCracken leaves it off for Estrada. He's dispossessed, and it's Biglieri going the other way. Estrada wins it back. Luca. Blanco. And the Blues will reset through Griffiths. Stellar challenge by Blanco going to ground. He had to get that right. Blanco, another one of those mid-season acquisitions from head coach Oliver Weiss, who's really contributed to the cause. Has had a man who's not in the 18 tonight in Pavel Popara. Weiss this week being given the title of general manager as well as head coach. And it's because of the moves that he's made behind the scenes that he's gotten that promotion, well deserved for head coach Oliver Weiss, now general manager Oliver Weiss as well.
His team, his guys, he's really done a great job since taking over early in 2015.
Griffiths, McCracken put in a bit of an awkward situation. A good high pressure, but the Blues lucky to escape that one. Not out of the woods yet, though, as there's a player down in the box. Looks like it could be Fisher, and T2 will play it out of bounds. And in fact, it's Tim Payne, the New Zealand international.
Well, he came in on that 50-50 ball with McCracken. As we're going to take a look here at the replay. But he's up and seems to be doing okay as he comes in and looks like he just overstepped that. Did block the ball from McCracken, had to play it back to Miranda to get out of trouble, but good effort there. You don't want to see players get hurt giving their all. And Luca will do the right thing and play it back to number 35, Manning.
Manning, two-time Atlantic 10 Defender of the Year out of St. Louis University.
The Billikens.
Destination Irvine, your official resource for where to stay, play, eat, and meet in Irvine.
Suggs will take this throw in on the far side. Still no score in the 7th minute between the Orange County Blues and the Portland Timbers 2. In the second and final meeting between these two clubs this season. The Blues handed T2 their first ever loss at home as Estrada's in, He elects to play it across, and it's put into the corner. Early lead for the Orange County Blues.
What a beautiful job by Estrada to keep his defender off him and play it wide open. Chris Cortez for that goal.
Chris Cortez with his 4th goal of the season, but in real team fashion, everybody gives Estrada the plaudits.
As we're going to take a look here at the replay of
He
Chris
elects to play it
Cortez's
across,
8th
and
minute
it's put into
goal.
the corner.
Hits it with the laces of his left foot past Luthi, who could do nothing about that one. Good job by Estrada to find Cortez as his angle was blocked down. Estrada really showing what a great acquisition he was for the OC Blues.
Orange County with the early 1-0 lead. Brad, does that change anything for T2?
Well, they needed to come out here early and jump ahead. You know, they trail in the standings. They're not currently sitting in a playoff spot. So if you're at Portland Timbers 2, you got to have a sense of urgency now. They were kind of playing around with the ball, trying to find Belmar, but right now they just need to go forward here and keep possession, as they haven't been able to do here in the first 9 minutes of this game.
The Blues looking comfortable in possession. Suggs chiseling his way down the far flank, leaves it off for Santana. Thought about the early cross in, instead he'll hit the reset button through Griffiths. And one thing Griffiths has really just improved exponentially at this season has been his passing out of the back. And you can see the attack, it starts down the far wing, another good ball in. This time Cortez unable to latch onto it, and Luthi's there.
Well, this back line for the OC Blues has been real safe with the ball at their feet here tonight, especially Navarro and McCracken. I've been really impressed with how they've distributed that ball to the midfield. We'll see if that continues all night.
Chip forward for Biglieri. And safety first from Griffiths. The County Line Coalition in full voice. Their side is ahead 1-0 in the 10th minute, courtesy of an 8th minute goal from Chris Cortez. All he had to do was apply the finish. All the work was done by Estrada. And you have to feel that Estrada is somebody that T2 fans already hate, considering that he played for the Seattle Sounders for 4 years.
A local product, played for UCLA. Spent a little bit of time with Seattle Sounders and the first team, but now has found his way on the score sheet with an assist. Excuse me, the stat sheet with an assist, and a big one here to start the game.
It's routine for Luthi. Good high pressure from Luca, wins the ball back. The referee felt that it wasn't unfairly, so it'll be a free kick for T2 in the 11th minute. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub. And that's definitely the place you want to be checking out tonight. See whether or not the LA Galaxy can get the 3 points against Arizona United and get into the playoffs. And to see if the Timbers can draw level here. Tigerish defending in the box by Griffiths.
Stopping Seaton right there, who nearly split the defense and put a cross in. Testing Pepe Miranda would have been the goal, but so far, easy night for Pepe Miranda.
Gavin circles back and gets it to Manning. Lovely floated ball looking for Seaton on the far side, but he is just offside.
Website at www.ocbluesfc.com. Become a friend on their official Facebook page or follow them on Twitter at OCBluesFC.
Throw in cleared by Navarro. That was a good clearance too, right to Cortez. And Cortez looks like he's going to get a yellow card. Well, in fact, it's going to go. It will go to Cortez. Wasn't sure where Mendoza was stopping there, but Cortez did come over the ball.
And Cortez looks to be the one that got the worst of that challenge, but he'll be the one that getting booked.
And it was Payne under duress once again. Payne coming over from Auckland City, club that often wins in Oceania and then gets to go to the Club World Cup and rub shoulders with the likes of Barcelona or Real Madrid. And
as we take a look at the replay, Cortez's challenge gets a little heavy and cleats up. Mendoza's going to call that every time.
So this one floated into the mix all the way through, catching practice for Miranda. Great distribution for Slogger. Good strength from Slogger as well. Dutchman works his way in. Had no support. Great tracking back, though, from the T2.
Slogger had 3 men chasing him right there, so he was outnumbered, but great distribution on the throw by Pepe Miranda.
High pressure paying off for the Blues once again. And this is Estrada. Estrada looking to get one on his own. Just over Luthie's goal.
So that was a great 1-2 with Chris Cortez, who elects to chest that give-and-go pass right to the feet of David Estrada. May have had a left-footed bender right there, but just missed it to the near side with that right foot over Luthie's net. And Luthie happy to see that one go over, as he does not want to trail 2-0, stepping in for Jake Gleason, the regular keeper for Portland Timbers 2.
Beasler won the first header, but the Blues win the free kick in the center circle. And Suggs wanted it taken quickly on the far side. Instead, Blanco's going to hold up. So a chance for Blue jerseys to get forward in the 15th minute as it's played to Slogger on the near side. McCracken on the overlap, allows Slogger to cut in. Missed touch from Luca. Strong chasing from Fisher. And it allows the Timbers, too, to win the ball back in midfield. Played into the mix. That's a good run from Gavin. And McCracken did just enough to shield him off the ball and let Miranda get to it first.
Well, that attack was started by Delbridge, picking up that errant pass, getting it out wide early, and that led to a dangerous cross for Pepe Miranda. So good vision by center back there, Harrison Delbridge.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Griffiths venturing into the attacking half. That one didn't have the pace or the direction on it for Slogger. Will be a throw-in, though, for McCracken. Luca, he's really going to have to run the midfield now that Popara and Crittenden are not in it.
It's not even in the 18.
Miranda, 6 shutouts on the season. Cortez wins the header and then brings it down. But Beasler is over there to take it off of him. However, it's won back by Suggs. Oh, it was a good idea, but well stationed was McCracken. Great defending from Toma there. The long ball looking for Seaton. And a great job by the center backs to talk. As Navarro who clears it, and Santana who's unable to keep it in bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for T2 in the 17th minute. Trailing 1-0 to an 8th minute goal from Chris Cortez. And the Blues have to be careful here. They're diving in. And they're able to escape. But Brad, when you see players dive in like that, you're always worried. If that Timbers 2 player goes down, the ref could always point to the spot.
Well, in their own boxes, when you don't want to dive in, you want to stand the guy up. but Seton has been the one causing all types of fits on that right side for this OC Blues defense.
Gavin thought he had the chance to spring the counterattack. Instead, the referee deeming the contact too much, as Beasler will be whistled for the foul, and Payne can't believe it. Looked to be a fair challenge to me. Gavin had options on either side. Instead, it's going to be the Blues with a chance to swing the ball into the box.
As we saw on that replay right there, the counterattack almost for T2. But Mendoza brings this back, and it's going to be a free kick here for Luca, as he'll look for Chris Cortez in that box. It appears Blanco was the one that was down on that challenge.
Griffiths has snuck up as well. Griffiths thinking about having a go. Now he elects to float it in. T2 able to get it clear. Suggs get it off to Navarro. And Seton will chase down Miranda, who gets it out wide. The captain playing it forward. And Cortez was trying to go up and get the flick on, but instead he'll be whistled for not going straight up. It'll be a free kick for Delbridge. And he's going to leave it off as it's taken quickly. Now the Australian will get it and play it long. Owen Suggs electing to bring it down under pressure. Has to smash it away in the end.
And that one's out onto University Drive right there. Safety first though, Mark.
Biglieri. Brilliant ball to the far side. And a smart idea to try to head that across the box, Brad, but just too close to Miranda.
Well, that was Belmar. If he would have positioned that closer to the penalty spot. Oh, as Miranda throws it off the back of Griffiths. Lucky that one didn't fall to Seton, but Belmar, who's tied for the team lead in assist, looking for that team leading, would have been fourth assist of the year.
Cortez whistled once again.
Follow USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. You can also
Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. And that's going to be a yellow card for Santana. Lost the ball and knew immediately that he had to foul to quell the counterattack.
Santana and Suggs got mixed up there on the communication as Suggs was going for the overlap, actually ran into Santana. So there would have been a disadvantage on that counterattack. Smart professional foul by Santana.
And Brad, it's the Blues who have the lead, but it's really been T2 who's taken over, especially in these last 10 minutes.
Well, they know the urgency of where they are in the standings. Currently sitting 4 points behind the OC Blues. Urgency is of the necessity here for T2.
Biglieri to take the throw in. In fact, he's going to leave this one off. Toma over to take. Seton with a bit of a heavy touch. And Estrada, who's been the Blues' best player in this first 21 minutes, plays it back over the top for Slogger. Slogger's in. Another heavy touch from Slogger lets him down at the most vital of moments.
Well, great defending by Toma, doing everything he can to slow Slogger down as he was by him. And with Toma on Slogger's back, he forced him to make that errant touch.
Belmar coming in to try and make things uncomfortable for him, but he gets it over to Navarro. Swings it out wide for Suggs. Bit of an ill-advised ball, and it's won back by Toma. Seton again. Came over from DC United, Seton. Just 19 years old, but was on that squad for Jamaica that made it all the way to the CONCACAF Gold Cup Finals. Manning frustrated not to see it work out for him. And now he's going to have to get back. Blanco leaves it off for Estrada. Slogger. Estrada continued his run, but Slogger played it with just a bit too much mustard. And it's out of bounds for a goal kick in the 23rd minute.
Well, Seton, a very young player, but very skilled. And as we could see here tonight, he's been the one that's been getting past that Blues defense as he almost split those two on the right side in about the 13th minute. Couldn't find a Timbers 2 player to put it on. But Seton, what a talent.
Luthi had the right idea, but played it over on the far side, so it'll be a throw in for Suggs. The marauding fullback elects to play this throw in inside. Lovely combination play, and it's Estrada at the heart of all the Blues moves once again. Has no support in the corner, though, again, Brad. Even if he won that ball, what was he going to do with it?
Well, the OC Blues have to get forward when Estrada has the ball. We've seen how crucial he could be playing those 1-2s with Chris Cortez, but it can't just be the two of them on that attack. Slogger was hanging here at the back post, but there was no help for Estrada to get possession and get across in. So the midfield has been doing a solid job, but they need to play a little bit higher, and that could help create pressure on the Timbers midfield and win the ball easier.
This time Cortez wins a header cleanly. Repelled by Delbridge. And this time, two players going up for a header, and the Blues will get the benefit of the referee's whistle. This Payne has taken plenty of knocks tonight, but you have to like that from Payne. He goes into everything hard.
And he almost hurt himself early in the OC Blues blocks. As we see here on the replay, Payne goes over the back of Estrada. Calling Estrada's name almost on every play here. Good acquisition for the Blues.
Santana. Suggs looking to set the table. Well defended by Luthi. Good positioning, and it was a good header from Cortez, but just looped a bit too much, Brad. Allowed Luthi to get over across his line and make the save.
Well, you see Cortez had the right positioning, just didn't get the right power behind that. Good job by Luthi to not only make the save, but keep himself from falling out of bounds, or else that would have been a corner kick for the OC Blues.
It's the ball over the top looking for Cortez. Cortez working 1-on-2. There's the support from Santana. Well defended on the far side by Fisher. So it'll be another throw in for the Blues in the 26th minute. Oh, what vision from Griffiths. Santana lays it back. And Blanco arriving just a split second too late as T2 able to scramble it clear. Another ball into the box. Luthi is full command.
Well, that Boston College Eagle, man, Luthi soaring high on that one. Cortez looking for his second of the night. Good job by Luthi coming out right there.
Miranda was calling for a header and then saw how fast that ball was coming at him, so told Griffiths just to shield it off. And he's going to take all 6 seconds on this occasion. Delbridge will retrieve it on the far side. Cortez did just enough to put him off. However, Blanco didn't realize that that ball was left off for him by Luca, and it's T2 to go the other way.
Good high pressure right there by the Blues, forcing Timbers to go all the way back to Luthien, reset. And then he just kicks out these 50-50 balls. So great job by the OC Blues.
Blues working their way down the left-hand side once again. Silky smooth from Santana. The cross comes in. And Toma stepped inside of Slogger. Slogger. Toma's defended him well. And he beats Slogger to the ball once again. Miranda with time to settle.
Well, these last 5 minutes have been all OC Blues here, but just before that, T2 had all the urgency being down a goal. OC Blues looking to capitalize on this early lead.
Oh, Santana kills it instantly. Plays it into the corner flag for Suggs. Blanco joins the party. Estrada's onside. T2 able to wrestle it away and get it clear. Advantage played. Biglieri. Great tracking back from the captain, Suggs. And it was a good ball from Biglieri, but it needed to be played with more pace so that it was in front of Gavin so that he could run onto it.
We saw a perfect vision from Biglieri, just not the pace. But how about Suggs? Made that overlapping run in the corner, and he's all the way back, making that sliding challenge to gain possession for the OC Blue. True mark of a captain here tonight.
Manning's header goes only as far as Slogger, and Slogger wants to run. Slogger got by the first man, but couldn't get by second base. Gets back to win it, though. And this time Slogger has a chance to get a cross off. Plays it in. Doesn't beat the man at the near post. But it will be a throw-in for the Blues deep in T2's half on the half-hour mark here at Anteater Stadium. At this point already in Providence Park, back on May 3rd, the Blues were already up 2-0. But the coaching staff for the Blues said that they had a terrible second half, Brad, and they were actually lucky to hang on for that victory.
Well, you don't want there to be a tale of two halves here tonight. You're only up one. But for the Blues, they've looked so solid here, keeping that possession and making those great overlapping runs. We've seen this nifty back heel by Santana as we get a foul call right here by Estrada. But Suggs doing a great job communicating, getting forward, and also tracking back to play his left back position.
Oh, that's a heavy challenge. And now a little bit of frustration. So it's the captain, Blair Gavin, getting into it.
I think this is the second time he's mixed up with Blanco now, as we see on the replay. Little extracurriculars there from Gavin.
And Rosendo Mendoza is going to have a few conversations to calm some people down out there. You want to be careful. I understand the frustration, but if you're Blanco, you're the guy that's fouled. You have the free kick. There's no reason to kick out a la David Beckham 1998 to go way back once you've already won the ball in that situation. And so Blanco needs to be careful. You understand it. You understand the frustration, the tangle of legs, the fact that you feel you're being stepped on, but you don't want to put your team in that kind of situation.
Yeah, I think Blanco did the right thing there, but it was that extracurricular that really set him over. Gavin trying to step over him. I think he gave him a little knee to the back of the head. So Blanco was the professional, and then Gavin just took it one step too far. So both these players now are going to be on Rosendo Mendoza's watch, so they'll have to look out.
Cortez. McCracken continued his run. And McCracken was trying to get through on the byline, but Biglieri was having none of it.
Still no corner kicks here tonight.
Oh, high boot from Biglieri, but it's won back by the Blues. Played into the center. And Luthi will catch it after it was popped up in the air by Delbridge. No Blues players sniffing around there inside the 6, otherwise could very easily be 2-0.
And it wasn't a bad ball by Estrada, playing that low one into the middle. Nobody there to run onto. Cortez is that point man that looks to be in the air, so maybe wasn't expecting that low cross.
Manning. Delbridge steps in front of Cortez. Belmar. Gavin. Out wide for Biglieri. This is the danger man creativity-wise. Oh, nifty dribbling into the box by Blair Gavin, but just a bit too much in the end. And the Blues looking to spring a counterattack through Estrada. But he put that one too far forward. Still chasing it down Estrada. And that is why you always go after the ball, even if it seems to be a lost cause. Estrada going from the box to the center of the field, all the way to the far side to win that throw-in for the Blues in the 34th minute.
And if you're Gavin, you had a great opportunity there to put a shot or a pass in. Too much dribbling as he had 4 Blues defenders around him. Odds aren't with Gavin there, but 4 defenders, there's got to be a guy open. He's got to recognize as the captain and play that one off.
Flicked on looking for Estrada. Delbridge got a head on it. It seems to me, Brad, that T2 is looking for that long ball to their forward and looking to play off their target man. How do you think the Blues are doing defending it?
I think they've seen pretty early on what their strategy for T2 is trying to find Belmar and Seaton on that right side because they know Suggs likes to go forward, but Navarro and Griffiths have been doing an excellent job communicating, stopping anything that comes from out wide to the middle. So they can just keep this up all night. Suggs will be able to get forward and create more opportunities for the OC Blues.
Free kick behind the play will go the way of T2.
As he goes up high there on that replay, undercut.
Payne floats it to the far side. Belmar brings it down, but is stripped by Suggs. Suggs almost too fast for his own good there. Payne. Manning. Was looking for Biglieri. Instead, it's another chance for Slogger to run. Slogger turns on the afterburners, but so does Toma. Still working on him. Slogger creates the space, and Toma took the sting out of the cross with the deflection and gathering it at his near post is Luthi.
Well, you could hear the crowd here get excited. As soon as Slogger gets the ball, they're yelling, "Go for it, go for it." And all Toma could do is give him space, turn around, and let him run and try to catch up. And he did a good job making that deflection to go into the hands of Luthi. Opportunity missed for the OC Blues right there.
Blanco running. Didn't get it out wide enough for Slogger. McCracken. And Slogger coming back from an offside position, so he's going to let this one go all the way through. As Nike is a proud partner of the USL, follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
Toma plays college ball for Washington Huskies. Knows what he's in for since the beginning tonight with Slogger, and he seems to be up to the challenge.
And Toma with some very deceptive speed, because every time it looks like Slogger has him beat, he's able to get back and square up to him.
All Toma's job is to do is to force Slogger to the outside. Don't let him cut inside. As we know what Slogger could do when he gets from that right side. He can unleash a strike that no keeper can stop.
Beasler was able to get a foot on it. Suggs. Oh, Navarro giving it away in a bad area. But he's able to rescue the situation. Strong challenge from Luca. And that one just beyond the foot of Denzel Slogger.
World
Applauding the
Travel,
effort.
official travel partner of the OC Blues FC.
Good vision by Luca right there, but he had a little bit more time and space to take that forward as he had Blanco right next to him. But I understand the idea, work it out wide to cross that back into the middle for Cortez. Sometimes a little too unselfish there.
'38th minute, Mark Serber alongside Brad Pauls. The Orange County Blues have a 1-0 lead over T2 and are looking for more. Good defending from Manning, but he's unable to save it from going out of bounds. As Brad and I will be back with you next Saturday as the Orange County Blues take on the LA Galaxy 2, a team they have yet to beat in 7 tries. McCracken in support of Slogger. Plays it into the middle, but once again, only Cortez to try and find. And Timbers 2 able to get it away. A reminder that all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
And is the best 1-hour workout in the country, says the New York Times. Learn more about Orange Theory at orangetheoryfitness.com/Irvine.
Portland will be back home next Saturday as well, taking on the Switchbacks FC. The Slogger offside once again. The Slogger not at all happy with the referee's assistant or Toma for pushing him away. Slogger coming over to have a word with Adrian Gonzalez. And Rosendo Mendoza telling him not to go there.
Well, Toma wanted to start that quickly and wrapped his arms around Slogger. Slogger did not take too kindly to it. So that was all for nothing as it got slowed down. Toma could not start quickly.
Smartly chested down by Santana. Has a chance to run right at the heart of this T2 defense. Instead gets it out wide to Slogger. He was looking to pick out that far post, but well stationed was Luthi.
Good job by Slogger to hit that one low and hard on frame. Make Luthi work for that save, but what a job by Luca and the right-footed strike. Luthi diving to his near post. What a save right there.
The one thing I like about Luthi is these are routine saves, but the reason they look routine and not highlight reel is because his positioning has been so good.
Well, we saw on that header by Cortez. Did a great job to come over. And right there on Slogger. And again, right after that, Luca. 3 really good saves for Luthi.
Inside the final 5 minutes of first half regulation. Blues leading courtesy of an 8th minute goal from Chris Cortez. Did well to apply the finish, but the goal was architected by David Estrada. Huge game for T2 tonight. First team has a huge game tomorrow, playing at Seattle against the Sounders in the Cascadia Derby.
Be a sellout there.
It's one that Seattle needs more, as they're below the playoff line, and Portland Timbers in 4th place in the Western Conference in MLS. Still, when you go and play in those derbies, you are not thinking about points. You're just thinking about getting one over your rivals. Speaking of Cascadia, for the Blues after the LA Galaxy 2 game, they've got a bit of a Cascadia flavor, as 2 games in 3 days against the Sounders FC2 and WFC2 on the 9th and the 13th. So very tough final part of the schedule for the Orange County Blues, who've been keeping their head just above water, if that's that red line in the playoff race, all season long. They're going to have to get some big wins against top-class opposition to make it into the USL playoffs. But this is a side that truly believes they can do it, and they've shown it with the results that they've gotten against these MLS2 clubs earlier in the season.
And if you're Coach Vies in the OC Blues, you want to take care of business before you get to WFC2. You want to get into that playoffs and clinch right now and let the rest of that season play out knowing you're in. You don't want it to come all the way down to that last home match here against the defending champ, Sacramento Republic.
Griffiths is chasing. And so is Seton, but Griffiths won the battle of the Jamaicans. Blues will win a free kick in midfield. 43rd minute. Can either side grab a goal before the teams go into the locker room at halftime? Blanco has ventured forward. This time it goes out just for a goal kick. Cortez is being very smart. My first thought, Brad, was Cortez isn't in the box, but he's waiting for his defender, his center defender, to look over toward the corner. Then he's going to make that delayed ghosting run in to get on the end of the crosses, and that's why sometimes you don't see players in the box. They know that that's where they're supposed to be.
Every forward has their skill set, and that's one of Chris Cortez's crafty skill sets there.
This is Cortez looking to turn provider here. A player goes down in the box. And Mendoza waving off any shouts for a penalty. Poor distribution right to Luca. Quick shot takes a deflection. And in the 44th minute, we have our first corner kick of the game.
Well, the feet definitely got tangled with Estrada right there. And it appears his defender didn't mean to touch him. So Mendoza immediately called that one off, said no penalty there.
Well, you could tell that Fishers, he's making that run back into the box. He's not looking at Estrada, and therefore I think Mendoza made the right call because he's running, looking to get back. He doesn't see Estrada, and that's where the tangle of legs came in.
And you could also say, in hindsight, who's to say that Estrada would have been on the end of that because Luthi was charging right out of the back of his net.
Now battling in the corner and clearing it away is T2.
And I think what happened there is what we saw this week in the MLS on a corner kick.
Well, the goal for Sasha Kleiston.
The New York Red Bulls. Portland Timbers too. They seem to be all over that one.
Heading into stoppage time, throwing deep in T2's end. And a shot from Santana, and making sure that when it was going wide of his goal was Luthi. The Orange County Blues would like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Sports One Marketing. Sports One Marketing is a sports and entertainment marketing firm that maximizes the value of its clients by cultivating unique and lucrative business opportunities for corporate brands, elite and legendary athletes and coaches, and our strategic partners. As we are into first half stoppage time, 2 minutes have been added by head referee Rosendo Mendoza, and a free kick has been given to T2 as well.
Well, they got the ball in the OC Blues half. They're really going to try and swing this in for Belmar or Seton to try to equalize here.
The Cavalry is up from the back as well, and Manning and Delbridge. And it's a good ball floated to the far post. But the Blues able to get their head on it first. Slogger on his bike once again. Still going Slogger. Realizes that Toma had the angle. Skips by Beasler. Well, you just get that feeling every time Slogger's gotten the ball tonight, something special is about to happen.
But he did the right thing as he had 3 defenders around him. He pulled that back for Cortez, and OC Blues have possession. They're going to look to gingerly play it up and maybe get one here.
Oh, and Estrada let up for a second. Had he continued his run into the box, that would have been right on his foot, point blank range, but instead it's Luthi who comes out to claim. As it was beautifully chipped into Cortez, bought it down well, but then was muscled off the ball.
We are now in the last minute here of stoppage time in the first half.
Well, good flick on. A great job by Beto Navarro to get back and clear it to safety at the expense of a throw-in, though, but T2 will not have time to get it off as the Blues will head into the locker room with a 1-0 lead, and the goal came early as Estrada with a mazy run through the middle. Beautiful combination with Chris Cortez, and he still had it all to do, and he put it nicely into the corner. Nothing Luthi could do. And at halftime, it's the Orange County Blues 1, Portland Timbers 2-0. But still plenty to come. Stay with us here as we have an interview with Blues Technical Director Barry Venison, and then after that, Darby Brown will rejoin us with Brad Paul to set up the second half.
Years and playing at the very highest level from a young age. I joined football, professional football, when I was 15. Went to Sunderland as an apprentice, then turned professional. Then I went to Liverpool, spent 6 years at Liverpool, and then I went on to Newcastle, spent 3 years there. Then I went to Galatasaray, then Southampton. So in the meantime, I played for England, and I managed to captain the majority of those sides that I played for. I actually captained Sunderland to a cup final where there was 96,000 people there, which was fantastic. And that record still stands as the youngest ever captain to lead his team out at Wembley, which I'm very proud of. But my playing career and the managers I've been around and the clubs I've been around, the people, the professionals, the dedicated players, phenomenal talent, has prepared me for this role as technical director. So my role here as technical director is, and there's many different aspects to it. First of all, it's a fantastic role. It's very enjoyable, very fulfilling, with a few different areas to focus on. But the main area of focus is the playing side. It's really important. Every club, every football club, every franchise is ultimately judged by the performance and the results on the field. So that's what I focus on, helping Oliver in any way that I can, helping the coaching staff any way that I can. And we work on the players every day. It's my job, it's my role, it's my purpose to help them as much as I can become better players, have a better understanding of their position, improve technically, physically, mentally, like I said, tactically. They've got to understand their position so they can contribute to the team. And we do that in several different ways. Obviously, I tap into my vast experience at the highest level, so I've got a lot of information to pass on. We've got some old stuff school, which is we require energy and enthusiasm, which is really basic. But of course, we want to progress, we want to evolve, we want to develop. So we implement different training schedules, different training sessions, different regimes, and we bring all that on a day-to-day basis. So that's part of it. Another aspect of my role as technical director, focusing on the playing side, is we analyse every team. I analyse every team that we're going to play. And I'll tell you, 4 months ago, coming into the USL, I didn't know one player. Now I know every single player in the USL, where to play, what they're good at, what they don't do, what they do, and what the habits are, good and bad. I even know what height they are. So what I do is before every game we play, I look at least 3 games. At least 3 games going into our next game. I analyse every player, every system they play, every shape that they play, what they're good at, the corners, the free kicks, and then I pull that together, and it takes a long time. Each game for me to do takes a minimum of 4 hours. I go through it minute by minute. So by the time I get to the end of that research and analysis, we have a really clear picture of who we're playing, what the dangers are, and what the weaknesses are. So we then take our team starting from the Monday to the Saturday, and every training session is precise in its timing and its movement and its functionality and its purpose to take advantage of their weaknesses and make sure we kill off their strengths as best we can. So every session we pick, every session that we put together is all analysed and processed leading up to the culmination of the game on a Saturday. Now obviously we're an ambitious franchise, we're really ambitious, but we're not going to shout from the rooftops about what we're going to do. This is the beginning of something really special here in Orange County. This is a fantastic football club who nobody knows anything about. They will do, but they don't right now. That's another part of my role, to bring in awareness. But we are judged by what happens on the field. We're judged by performances, we're judged by results, but not in that order. Results are the key, results are everything. We've played so well so many times this season, and we've actually been beaten. It's heartbreaking, but it's reality, it's football, it happens. We actually played against Real Monarchs on Saturday, we didn't play very well, we got a 1-0 result. We love that. Now we have to improve the performance. So everything's a balancing act, it's a jigsaw puzzle that has to come together on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. It's all about results. We get those results that we think we can get. These players have all, we've got a fantastic group of players. Oliver is a phenomenal head coach. We've got a great coaching staff in Claudio and Braden. Caesar as a physio. We've got a great group of players. We've got a great staff. We are going places, but we're going to do it quietly. What we do here every day, we do it quietly. We've got a mantra at OC Blues, and that mantra is the work that you do in the shadows allows you to shine in the light. This is where we work in the shadows. The light shines on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night when the referee blows his whistle. That's when we've got to come alive. And up to this point, we've done that okay. From this point, we're going to do it better. That's as much as I'm going to say about ambition. The rest of it's in-house, but we are going places.
fans. The winners will be announced later in the
Welcome
second
back
half.
here at
And you
Anteater
must be
Stadium.
present to
The Blues
win.
are leading 1-0 at the half. This is Darby Brown alongside Brad Paul. And Brad, what do you think that early goal by Chris Cortez did for the Blues' offensive momentum?
Well, Chris Cortez and David Estrada are working really well together, and that opening goal there in that first 8 minutes has allowed the defense to push up and really work that ball to their midfield to distribute it to the likes of Denzel Slogger and Chris Santana on the wings. So that early goal there really took the pressure off the defense, and they could push their line up higher to help that attack of the OC Blues.
And you said earlier you don't want to see a tale of two separate halves here at this match. What do you think the Blues need to continue to do in the next half in order to keep their hopes of the playoff alive?
Well, if you're Coach Weiss, you don't want to bring up the past, but the OC Blues cannot be thinking about what happened the last time up in Portland, almost giving that one away. So if you're the OC Blues, you just have to keep an eye on Michael Seaton and Belmar, know where they are at all times, and just keep getting the ball out wide. It has been so useful for them tonight as Josh Suggs is making those overlapping runs with Chris Santana, and McCracken has been so solid with the ball at his feet here tonight with Griffiths and Beto Navarro. They don't need to change a thing, just keep those legs fresh and keep attacking.
And Luthi has had some great saves in this first half, and as you alluded to earlier, it's due to his excellent positioning, but it seems that Pepe Miranda has not been tested here tonight.
That is true. Luthi has done a great job. Those 3 saves, once on Denzel Slogger, Luca, and Chris Cortez, but Pepe Miranda cannot fall asleep here. He's had to come out and catch the ball here on a couple of free kicks, but other than that, he really hasn't been tested. So for Miranda, he's just got to mentally stay in this game, communicate with his back line, and when that opportunity comes, he must be ready, because Portland Timbers, too, they're really feeling the pressure here. They don't want to miss out on those playoffs, so they're going to be coming full steam ahead to start this second half.
That's right, and as the kickoff is underway here, I'm going to go ahead and set it over to Mark Serber and Brad Paul with the call in the second half.
Thank you, Darby. Excellent work. Blues getting set. 45 more minutes of clean sheet, Brad, and they'll have 3 more points to take with them towards the playoffs. However, we know this is a T2 side that can come to life at any moment. Oliver Weiss told us when we asked him at the beginning of the season his feelings, what he tells his teams before they go into games against MLS2 teams where there could be players who spend time playing not only with the MLS2 side but with the first side as well. You know, what do you say to your players before these games? He said to us, I tell them that every single player here has the quality to play in Major League Soccer, and they have to believe it. And this is their chance to prove it. And the Blues are doing it so far here tonight, as they have done all season.
Well, they're not letting the name that sits across the chest of their opponents discourage them at all. They are the ones that have been having most of the possession here tonight, and the way that they've been working the ball, switching the field, getting it out wide to Santana and Slogger has just been beautiful to a T. Oliver Weiss has to be happy with those first 45 minutes.
T2 deserves some credit as well at times. They've been able to play through that high pressure. One thing I think I'd like to see from T2 is to see that, well, Biglieri's out, but I thought he was their most creative player in that first half, so a bit of a surprise as well. As Sefu is in, as part of a double substitution made by Jay Vidovic at halftime for the Portland Timbers too. And they're going to have to be very careful. Sefu, with the 5th most shots in the league, make that 6th, 5th most shots per game. He loves to strike from distance, and he can find the back of the net from almost anywhere on the field. So, Brad, this is a defense and midfield that's now going to have to step up to Sefu every time the U23 Ghanaian international has the ball.
And we saw Seaton get forward a lot here early on. Expect to see Carlton Belmore. We mentioned him at the start of this broadcast. He will look to push forward and play it to Safu and Seaton.
So obviously the substitutions changed the complexion of the game. If you're the Blues, though, you have to continue the high pressure, right? That's what was working in the first half.
Well, that early goal allowed the defense to get their line higher and win possession at a better spot in the field to go on a counterattack. So now they have to be weary that trailing by a goal, T2 is going to come out with a vengeance, as we see on the replay. A foul called right there as Mendoza was right on that one, but this one's going to be played short.
And there's that early shot from distance. However, this time nothing to trouble Pepe Miranda. Goal kick in the 47th minute. But the Blues have been warned, anything on target, they could be in trouble.
Well, not wasting any time. Safu right there. A shot from 35 yards.
The parking lot.
Not a chance, but keeping Miranda honest here.
Towering header. First ball's important, but so is the second one. The Blues win it. Quickly spray it out to the far side. Estrada gets into the pocket. However, Slogger wants to run again, and why not? He's in the mood, Slogger. This time double team, though. And he's going to have to work back. That's a heavy challenge. Slogger, you might say lucky not to go in the book there, as he had the ball stripped away from him and dove in right away. Fisher. Early ball in, looking up top. Blues defense able to get it back to their keeper. Long searching ball for Cortez, and he wins that flick on. Looking for the run of Slogger. That's a design play, but it comes all the way back from one goalkeeper to another. Luthi gets it out wide. Suggs has to be careful here. And Suggs does well to remain calm under pressure, but at the expense of a throw-in.
And a good job to give that throw-in up the line here and not deep into that corner, which could be treated like a corner kick.
Payne. Oh, bit of a stiff arm, and Mendoza spots it.
As we've had no shortage of action in that first half. We've already started off with a fury of back and forth here in this second half. OC Blues doing a good job to quell that energy by T2 to start this second half.
Still don't have that high line, though, that they did in the first, but credit T2 with the possession. Touch on T2 streaming forward with 4 players. That's a good ball into the gap. And Safu overran it. Still on it, though. Safu able to lay it back. Payne wanted it laid back to him for a shot. And the free kick is going to be called against the Timbers, and a yellow card given as well.
Safu with that elbow, as we see, he tries to hold off the defender and just gives him straight right elbow to Luca. As we're here in the 50th minute, Safu already making quite a name for himself.
And the captain pleading his case.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
But the yellow card has already been flashed to Safu.
The Portland Timbers 2, number
It's
49,
Safu sportingly coming over and making sure that Luca's okay.
50-minute of play.
The 21-year-old is on loan from Inter Allies in Ghana. The Portland Timbers organization has an option to buy him, and he's certainly making a case for himself, Safu. Making his 21st appearance tonight, 6 goals and 1 assist.
That puts him at second on the team in goals.
And this time, advantage being played. And the second challenge was a hard one, but it was a fair one as well, as T2 looks to reignite the attack. Nice work from Delbridge, who has some fans watching from back home in Australia. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mark Serbo alongside Brad Paul here on the Orange County Blues and USL YouTube pages. Hope you're enjoying our coverage as the Orange County Blues have a 1-0 lead over the Timbers 2 in a match with huge playoff implications. As Fisher's looking to get forward. Nice ball into the gap for Seton, and this time he was hacked down by Navarro.
Good sportsmanship between the two there. But Mendoza wants to talk to the captain, Gavin.
On the center of Orange County.
Had a lot to talk to tonight, Mendoza and Gavin. But he has that armband, and he has the right to speak for his players. We saw Navarro there on that foul on that replay.
So a chance for the Timbers, too, to get players forward, but also a chance for Orange County to sort out their defense.
Gavin really looking that part of a Portland player with that beard.
Bounces around in the box, and that's a crucial block. This is Estrada. Slogger flies in front of him. And once again, T2 doing an excellent job with their recovery runs.
Hasn't been really any big counter-attacking opportunities. Once the Blues get going, like you said, the Timbers 2 get back really well. And it's amazing, especially with that speed of Denzel Slogger.
Fisher, leave it off for Dobridge. Floated to the far side. Delbridge's ball a bit off kilter, and it will go out of bounds for a Blues throw-in. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub. As we talk about the playoff implications. And the big game tonight, not only this one here, but for both of these teams and for the other teams in the Western Conference, is Sacramento Republic against Tulsa.
Well, these teams are so close in points. You know, week by week, a victory or a tie could move you 1 or 2 spots in the standings. So this has been a very competitive West Coast here.
If the Blues are able to hang on for all 3 points here tonight, and Sacramento drops points against Tulsa, then Oklahoma City and the Seattle Sounders, too, will clinch their berth in the playoffs. That game kicked off at 8 p.m. Pacific, so an hour after ours. At the moment, though, here at Anteater Stadium, it's T2 on the charge, looking for the equalizer in the 54th minute. How about that for a piece of skill? Off T2 last, though, and it'll be a goal kick for Pepe Miranda as the Blues defense holding firm, Brad.
Well, we could see that the line for Portland is getting a little bit higher here, and they're definitely taking advantage of the speed now with Safu up top. But Coach Weiss keeping those guys on the bench warm there. If it stays 1-0 a little bit longer, expect a defensive substitution to try to shore up that back line and help that midfield. Maybe a defensive holding midfielder.
Cortez wins the free kick. And will this be a talking to or another card?
Gonna talk to Manning. Manning's done a good job here tonight. I remember stopping David Estrada earlier, but he's using all 6'3" of his frame, and he used it right there on Chris Cortez.
This is going to be Santana over the free kick. Now he's going to leave it off. And it's sent in deep, very deep, and it's catching practice in the end for Luthi. Good distribution as well to Seton. Has his pocket picked by Suggs. Now Suggs wants to get to the end line. Suggs motoring forward. That's a good cross in. Well, the crowd here at Anteater Stadium wants handball.
It is awkward how the ball stops like that if it doesn't hit another part of his body like the arm or the hand. But Suggs, what a great job to pick the pocket of Seton and then go with speed at Fisher and get that ball in.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. And certainly join the conversation as the playoffs are heating up, the run to the playoffs. Spaces could be filled by the end of tonight, depending on the results here in the Western Conference. The only team that already has their place booked is the Rochester Rhinos, who have used a tremendous defense to have not only one of their best starts ever in franchise history, but to also lead that Eastern Conference.
What is that? I believe 1 loss on the whole season, Mark? Unbelievable. But even if teams can clinch a playoff spot here tonight, the playoff positioning, that's a whole nother story, as there's still anywhere from 3 to 5 games to be played for each and every one of these teams on the season.
And now the Blues concede their first corner kick of the match. T2 is pushing deeper and deeper and deeper into Blues territory, and they play this one quickly. Blues doing a great job to step out onto it, and they win it as well. Cortez, Slogger, touched outside. Santana's motoring in on this near side if they can find him. Now he cuts in the center. Instead, it's played through for Slogger, but mowed down, and it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position as Cortez was taken down from behind by Payne.
Well, that was not a foul that Payne did not need to commit right there, as it looked like Cortez had maybe let a little bit of a heavy touch into the corner. Sure enough, that counterattack worked to perfection for the OC Blues, as they're going to get a great opportunity on Luthi.
Is this from shooting distance, Brad?
Maybe if you had the captain, DDA Crittenden, but tonight, I say you play this into the mix. But if Cortez is on it, it will be a shot.
Well, we know what the result is in terms of the taker. Three men in the wall for the Timbers, too. Cortez plays it low, and it skips past Luthi. And just before the hour mark, the Blues have a 2-0 lead.
Chris Cortez lines that up with his favored left foot. Hits it low and hard, and Luthi, he must have been blocked by his own wall right there. As we see, they jump, and it goes right under the wall. Cortez with his second on the night here in the 59th minute. And that's just got to make Coach V smile on the sideline right there.
And now, Brad, not only can you think about defensive substitutions, but with a 2-goal cushion, you could bring somebody on like Ramirez to continue to pressure up top, as the Blues are doing right now, and not invite the Timbers to play out of the back.
Well, your mindset changes when you're up 2. Suggs just mowing people down here tonight, doing a great job.
Oh, that's a terrible back pass from Suggs. Belmar is in, and Miranda comes up big.
That looked like Seton on that one. And he comes up limping on that one, but Miranda keeping the shutout intact.
Well, Seton trying to go through the legs of Miranda as he came out. And Miranda got down in time, and Seton really struggling here. As just past the hour mark, Pepe Miranda keeps it 2-0 in favor of the Blues. Suggs did so well to get back and win that ball, but then he almost gave it right to Seton. Certainly served it up on a silver platter, but the 19-year-old unable to make them pay and put T2 back into the game.
Well, curse of the announcer. I talk good about somebody, and then a mistake happens.
And this time Suggs doing just enough to shield the ball out of bounds.
Well, Luthi had his three-man wall set up perfectly. They jumped, and Cortez just slotted it right under them. Luthi could not handle that one as his vision was blocked and into the back of the net.
And the cry is, we want Kim. The 19-year-old South Korean has only played in 6 games but has 3 assists, one of them coming on the second goal at Providence Park against the Timbers too. And he would be a good player to bring in to shore up the midfield.
Well, he's good with the ball at his feet, and he really can hold it and eat up some time.
Miranda eating up some time here by not picking up that ball right away. And the good news is that Seton is running back at full strength. The Blues looking to do the double over T2. And with Seattle's loss last night to Real Monarchs SLC, they would go level with them on points.
Looks like a foul on Blanco right there, but 2 goals here tonight for Chris Cortez. Can he get the hat trick for Coach Visa's birthday?
Belmar trying to fight his way through. Griffiths able to smack it away from him. And it'll be a throw-in for T2 in the 63rd minute, trailing to a brace from Chris Cortez. Blues can't let up, though. Playing against the forward in Belmar, who has 3 braces on the season himself. Tied for 4th in the league in scoring with 3 other players on 12 goals.
There's Blanco and Gavin getting mixed up again. They've been at it all night. And Griffiths just does a good job to punch that away.
The Timbers continuing to poke and prod at the seams of this Orange County Blues defense, but every time it seems like they're about to split open, they close up at just the last minute.
Well, they were really given a gift when Suggs made that errant pass back, but Seton could not get it through the 5-hole of Miranda.
Cortez bodies off Manning. Manning stays down. Cortez continues his run and holds up the ball. Waits for McCracken to arrive on the scene. 2 of them play catch. And now Cortez will leave it off for Suggs. Good news is that Manning is back up and back in position. Santana unable to conjure up anything. Is good one-on-one defending from Fisher. Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Suggs coming up, taking his time on this throw-in. He'll play it into the box. Cortez posting up, leaves it off for Santana. And Cortez perhaps a bit too fancy there. And now the break could be on here for T2. And the flag goes up. I don't know, Brad. That was a close one. It looked like Seton had held his run.
Well, there was a little bit of a hesitation here from our official here on the near side, but he was just waiting for the position, Adrian Gonzalez, to call the offsides at the exact spot of where it occurred.
Now the long ball the other way. Cortez does well to knock it down for Blanco. Little touch out wide for Slogger. Possession, the name of the game for the Blues in the 66th minute. Excellent combination play. However, the Timbers too doing a great job to hold their line, and they force the Blues offsides.
I've been very impressed with the way that Blanco and Estrada have been feeding those wingers and Chris Cortez here tonight. They've done an excellent job filling in for Papara and Didier Cretin. That is the true making of a team when there's no let-off 1 through 18 on that roster.
Certainly showing their depth here tonight, the Orange County Blues. Suggs. It's much more measured from the Blues now, as that's a brilliant ball through. It's Estrada to the back post. Slogger's there, and he heads in the third goal of the game.
What a beautiful touch by Chris Cortez to get Estrada into the box, and Slogger with the head at the back post finishes it with Luthi could do nothing about it. As we see Estrada swings it to that back post, Slogger there. Luthi already in his goal by the time he touched it, and in the 67th minute, the OC Blues lead 3-0.
Wonderful combination play, powerful header at the back post by Denzel Slogger, who perfectly timed his run, and Estrada with his second assist of the night, as Slogger has now scored his 6th goal of the season, his 2nd this year against the Portland Timbers too.
As we just talked about, Estrada getting forward and playing to those wingers and Chris Cortez right on cue. An assist for David Estrada, 2 here tonight.
Oh, we were talking, Brad, about how the combination play was so good on the wings between Suggs and Santana, between Slogger and McCracken on the far side. And then you rightly pointed out how strong the Blues have been down the middle tonight with Blanco and Estrada, and perfect timing there.
No announcer's curse right there. Estrada playing his college ball here locally. Loves being back home.
Slogger. It was a measured cross into the middle. Delbridge was stripped, but Cortez couldn't find his hat trick. Suggs heads it into the path of Luca and continues his run. Skips by Belmar. Suggs. Oh, Brad, 4 games left plus change for the Orange County Blues, and they've scored more goals already than they did last season. You look at it, don't even think about the playoffs. The Blues making that charge for the playoffs. Home wins, wins on the year, and goals scored, as well as on pace for goals against. And Oliver Wiese has turned all of that around this season.
And that's exactly what the owner, Ali Mansouri, has done when he brought Coach Oliver Wiese in. This is exactly what he wanted, and being appointed the new general manager, and deservedly so, as he's made great midseason acquisitions to get this team to where they need to be.
Safu. Seaton. As Slogger not against doing the defensive work either. Remember, this is a young Timbers 2 side. Take away the players that are on loan from the first team, and the average age of this club is just over 22 years old. It's not only the youth, but the exuberance as well. As when you're that young, you don't think about who you're playing against, and you also don't think about the scoreline. You believe at any moment that you can come back into this. The Blues are still in for a nervy 20 minutes here. As Seaton was able to get inside Navarro and keep the ball for Timbers 2. Trailing 3-0 in the 71st minute. Their captain, Gavin, trying to do something about that. That's a great ball, slipped into the pocket. Quickly getting back is McCracken. Good cross, but Miranda picks it off. Well, not only will we be back here next Saturday as the Blues take on Los Dos in the Galaxy 2 as Estrada comes back from an offside position. But the Portland Timbers 2 will be back home as well, facing off against Switchbacks FC. Timbers 2 with one of the best broadcasting teams in the USL. And a reminder that all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
Cortez doing a good job to put pressure on Delbridge and win that one.
And Cortez, that might be his last action of the game. I'm hearing that he is going to come out. And so Cortez's number is up. He applauds the fans who better get on their feet and applaud him back as he has the brace tonight. Chris Cortez scoring in the 8th minute and the 59th minute. The first one, a smart delayed run into the box and nestling the ball into the corner after great work from David Estrada. And the second one, a very cleverly thought out free kick, playing it under the wall that jumped and unsighting Luthi. And now Christopher Ramirez enters for Cortez, who certainly made his mark in his 72-minute shift here tonight.
Well, no layoff here from Chris Cortez to Christopher Ramirez. That Portland Timbers 2 defense is still going to have to work hard and going to have to be careful to not get caught on a counterattack as they try to push forward with just about 20 minutes and change to go here.
What have the Blues done so well tonight, Brad, that's made it seem like we haven't called Belmar's number that much?
Well, it's been the possession from Luca and Blanco in the midfield and playing it off to Estrada. They've controlled that midfield, and they've controlled this game here, letting Suggs make those overlapping runs, and really Belmar not having anything to do in this game.
Oh, somebody who has been in the mix a lot of Seton. He wins another corner kick.
Is the official travel partner of the OC Blues FC.
Just the third of the game, the second for the Portland Timbers too. See if they can claw their way back here in the 74th minute. As Gavin plays it into the mix.
And not sure what the call is here. Look, I think it's going to be retaken, or he says it's off a Blues player, so it'll be another corner kick.
So it'll be take two from Gavin on the near side. Miranda pretty happy with his defense. Didn't look to be barking orders, as this will be another outswinger from the near side. Flicked on, and that is why you have a man at the back post.
It was, I believe, Estrada or Navarro there. Great positioning.
The shot takes a deflection. Another corner kick. They're coming fast and furious for the Timbers too here. Third one in quick succession. Fourth of the game for the Timbers. 16 minutes as the Blues are looking for their 8th clean sheet of the season. Miranda his 7th. But still work to be done here as this one floated to the back post for Delbridge. And he did the right thing, which was try and put it back across goal, but it was too close to the former Cuban keeper.
During our 2015 season, Orange Theory Fitness was recently featured on Good Morning America and is the best one-hour workout in the country.
Former Cuban under-23 keeper, I should say.
Miranda not tested much tonight. Just had to make that one save against Seton on that giveaway pass by Suggs, but other than that, pretty easy night for Miranda.
Excellent tracking back by Luca. The youngest player to ever sign a contract in Montenegro, Luca, at the age of 12. Ramirez tried to push it on, didn't get enough on it. Now he tries to run through and he's taken down, but the referee says play on.
Toma was the one that took Ramirez down, but Mendoza, the center ref, saw nothing of it.
And now as Timbers 2 are looking to get back into this game, and they're going very direct, Brad, it looks like the field is getting really stretched out there.
Well, I'm surprised no other substitutions have been made by this T2 side, as Maybe now that it's 3-0, they're just conceded the fact that it's OC Blues gonna get all 3 points here tonight.
But the fans want Kim.
Well, that's the OC Blues substitution that would have to happen, so we'll see if Coach Weiss pulls the switch.
Quick shot. Miranda scrambling across his goal line, but not concerned by it in the end. So it'll be a goal kick for the Orange County Blues. And Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @NikeSoccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information.
Learn more about Dr. Couture by visiting OCSportsMed.com.
So we're in the 77th minute here at Anteater Stadium. And the Orange County Blues rebounding in style from their 1-0 loss in Austin last week. Have a 3-0 lead over the Portland Timbers 2 thanks to a brace from Chris Cortez and a 67th minute strike from Slogger to cap things off so far. Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. Hope you're enjoying our coverage as it's Luca winning the ball in midfield. Ramirez spinning away from trouble. Leaves it off for Santana. Thought about having a go. Instead, wisely decides to keep possession for the Blues. Ramirez. Great hold-up play from Christopher Ramirez.
And this is how you eat up the clock right here. Forming those little triangles out on the field, not forcing the issue, just keeping that ball.
Suggs has time, has the wing if he wants it. However, had to get by Belmar first, and instead plays it inside for Blanco. Blanco and Estrada have been excellent in the middle tonight. Visa's mid-season acquisitions have certainly built up the depth that the Blues need in this playoff run.
With the great as the fans have been here tonight, I'm surprised that every pass hasn't come with a ole, ole. It's been a great last 2 minutes of possession here for the OC Blues, and there's the curse.
Ticketing sign got the worst of that. Santana unable to keep it in. Still nobody coming in between the benches for the Timbers too. In fact, all their subs are warming up behind the goal. Ramirez went for the flick on, was unable to get it back as it is stabbed all the way back to Luthi. And Brad, I think for the pickiest of goalkeeper coaches, you would say not much he could do on the first and the third goal, but that second one, the free kick from Chris Cortez, will you always go back and look at a goalkeeper's positioning on a free kick when he's beaten?
It's a tough call because he sets up his wall to block his near post right there. But when they jump and the free kick taker elects to go underneath, it's really unlucky. But even with going under the wall, you got to stop those, and he was just leaning the wrong way.
This time the flag stays down on the far side. It's a good battle. And it's won by Toma.
Visit the USL fan page on Facebook, facebook.com.
Throw in taken quickly by Timbers too.
Be sure to follow them on Twitter for all the latest updates.
Good fluid passing movement this from the Rose City side.
And we're getting word here from our producers. We have fans watching all the way from Darwin. Hello. Thank you for tuning in here tonight. Hope you've enjoyed this exciting action.
Oh, that's a brilliant ball through. Griffiths read it well. Blanco rather, waiting for Ramirez to join him. And Ramirez smartly turns away. Estrada. And Lucas down behind the play, and he just signaled to the bench that he needs some help. So Luca could be in trouble here as Slogger smacks the ball out of bounds so that Luca can get some attention.
You hope it's just a cramp. Nothing serious.
Tickets are available for the next Blues match next Saturday, September 5th versus LA Galaxy 2.
Now, the Orange County Blues would like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Sports One Marketing. Sports One Marketing is a sports and entertainment marketing firm that maximizes the value of its clients by cultivating unique and lucrative business opportunities for corporate brands, elite and legendary athletes and coaches, and our strategic partners. Well, with Luka down, you may very well see Kim.
Fans are going to get what they asked for, possibly. But 9 minutes left in regulation. Get you that workhorse substitution here. He played a great 82 minutes.
Well, it's Visa's birthday. We'll let him make the calls. Actually having a conference with some of his players, Oliver Wiese.
Hey fans, there's only a short amount of time before tonight's silent auctions end. 1 more minute for the auctions to end.
We get a little stoppage in play. Can't imagine there'd be too much stoppage time added on here, as this game is not really in question anymore.
Well, the Timbers will not get their 3rd win on the trot, barring a miracle here. Would have been a franchise record. However, they had come in winning 3 of their last 4 games, 3 of their last 5. Not a bad return from this Portland Timbers 2 side, who up next goes home for matches against Switchbacks FC on the 5th, Sacramento on the 12th, and then finishes their season back in California against Los Dos. So that could be a huge game for them. You have to figure that by that time, the LA Galaxy 2 will most likely already be in the playoffs, considering that they're sitting atop the Western Conference standings. But that could be the game that determines whether or not the Portland Timbers 2 are into the postseason in USL. Griffiths and Blanco this season have really formed a formidable back line, Brad.
Well,
or Griffiths and Navarro, I apologize. Blanco has stepped back there and played in times when players were missing or suspended. So, once again, players able to step in and play different positions.
And even Ryan Felix stepping in to that back line, as there has been some yellow card accumulations, a couple of red cards that had put some players out of that 18.
5th corner kick of the game now for Timbers 2. Can they set off a nervy finale? Heavy touch from Gavin, looking to tee one up and mishit it. What a smart ball from Santana. Great tracking back, though, as well from Delbridge.
You know, I thought maybe Santana was going to take a look up and see Luthi out of his box and pull a Carly Lloyd here, but no luck.
Hey fans, stick around after the match for autographs from the players. And for your safety, please remain on the stands during this session and do not enter the field of play. Thank you.
Delbridge. Perfectly weighted ball on the far side. First touch wasn't weighted as well, and it will go out of bounds for a goal kick for Pepe Miranda. 5 minutes and change plus some stoppage time away from his 7th shutout of the season. Came in tonight 2nd in the league with 79 saves, only behind Arizona United's Carl Wazinski, who had 105 coming into tonight's match against the LA Galaxy 2. We're getting word from Texas that the Blues' newest signing, Evan Mundine, is very happy with the way the Blues have been playing tonight. Was signed in Texas, Mundine, before the 1-0 loss against the Aztecs.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen,
Safu does a good job to win a free kick right there in the corner. As
and those winners are for the
really
autograph
their
scarf,
enemy right now
Ann
is the clock,
Wilson.
as they're going to try to
Once
get
again,
one
for
back
the
here.
autograph scarf, Ann Wilson. For the autograph team ball, Alexa and
Safu to
Ashley
take.
Casey.
This free kick will have to be played like a corner, as you said, Brad. It's going to be an in-swinger from the far side.
Once again, autograph scarf, Ann Wilson. Team ball, Alexa and Ashley Casey.
It curled into the back post.
Promo
Miranda
feature, Maggie Thompson.
does well to get a paw on it and push
Please
it
get
to
down
safety.
the closed merchandise booth to claim your prize. You are tonight's
Portland's
winner.
really stepped up their offensive attack in this half. No corner kicks in the first 6 here in the second.
Downward header, and a foul's been called, and the referee pointing to the spot. And Pepe Miranda's going to come over and have a word with the referee, Rosendo Mendoza. Vise can't believe it. Distraught on the touchline.
I don't really think the game is in question here, but it's that clean sheet that's now in question, as Pepe Miranda is going to have to come up big, and it looks like it's going to be Safu to take this penalty kick.
Safu 1 for 1 on PKs this season. The Timbers have had 2, they've scored 2. The Blues have faced 4 penalties. And Billy Thompson, of course, against the Aztecs, saved one in the 93rd minute to preserve all 3 points for the Blues in that game. Can Pepe Miranda do the same here? Safu versus Miranda in the 88th minute. And Safu wins. Three to 1. The Timbers have pulled one back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Clinical finish there from Safu. Miranda guessed right, but beautifully placed and too much power behind that one. As it might be a little bit of a consolation here for the efforts in the second half for Portland Timbers too.
Miranda guessed right, but just too much pace and power. Precision as well from Fatal Safu.
Say that name 3 times fast. That's okay.
And now Luca will come off.
Looks like it could be Barone here, or is it going to be Illich? Nikola Illich.
The rookie comes in for his 23rd game of the season. So we are heading into the final minute now with the penalty, the substitutions, and all the stoppages of play, and the fact that there's only 2-goal deficit. I think we will see some stoppage time here. Griffiths clears it down the line. Sent further down, looking for Ramirez. A great job by Estrada to follow up and win that ball so that the Blues can keep possession as we're in the final 30 seconds of regulation. Not really sure what that was, but it will be a corner kick for the Orange County Blues, probably the easiest that they've earned all season.
Well, sometimes trying to keep it in results in opportunity for your opponent, and kind of just the way the game's been for Timbers 2 here tonight.
The Timbers 2 have certainly shown flashes of what they're capable of. Just never really got into their rhythm. As we've hit the 90th minute mark, the Blues keeping the ball in the corner. And there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time. And the Blues able to keep the ball. Ramirez dispossessed Santana, trying to win it back. It's a ball slid through, but it was well read by Pepe Miranda. And good sportsmanship between him and Safu.
Oh,
Griffiths trying to be a bit too fancy there. And now he's got some work to do on the defensive end. And him and Navarro contrive to win the ball back. Time to take it to the corner once again if he can, Slogger. Instead, the Blues will go back with it. Blanco. It's been excellent tonight, Milton Blanco.
helping keeping that possession in the midfield and working it out wide to the likes of Slogger, Santana, and even finding the feet of Estrada.
And it was the work of him and Luca that allowed Estrada that free roll to drift out wide and get those 2 assists tonight that he's had.
Really steps into that role that Papara usually plays here, being that distributor, and even when he has the opportunity, taking it on goal. But Estrada, 2 assists here tonight.
Winchester thought he was fouled, but instead it's going to be a throw-in for the Blues. Winchester, just 21 years old, but already a full international for Trinidad and Tobago. Suggs with the throw-in into Ramirez. Salvadorian brings it down and gets it to Estrada. Ramirez continues run. Estrada was almost able to thread it through. Good defending from Manning and co. And the long ball, it's skipped by Griffiths. Seaton almost got on the end of it. But once again, Miranda comes to the extreme of his penalty area to claim. Santana gets there before Fisher. And we'll let Fisher poke it out of bounds.
Can't be too much time here left as Mendoza checks his watch.
Illich. He's come up big in so many ways in his rookie season for these Blues, Nikola Illich. As is this man Ramirez, looking for his 8th goal of the season. Oh, just look at him go. Contender for goal of the week, taken away by Luthi.
Ramirez breaking ankles out there.
You might find some of those ankles on a milk carton later.
Ho, ho, ho. Luthi stretching as far left as he can to, like you said, Mark, probably goal of the week as Ramirez dribbled through 3 defenders. But I think they're just going to kick this one in the corner, and
Mendoza's not even going to let them take it. The Orange County Blues raced out to a 3-0 lead, and even though they conceded a late penalty to Safu, they hang on for all 3 points, and depending on other results, it could be a very, very crucial 3 points for these Orange County Blues. It started with a brace from Chris Cortez, quite early in fact, as a great run from Estrada, and he played it into the middle for Cortez, who pushed the ball into the corner, and after just 8 minutes, the Blues were ahead 1-0. And then just before the hour mark, Cortez stepping behind a free kick, 3-man wall for the Timbers, and Cortez drilled it underneath him. Luthi unsighted, could only get a hand to it, but the ball into the back of the net. And then Estrada came to the fore once again in the 67th minute as he shaped out to the left-hand side, got free, and played it across for Slogger, who was ghosting in at the far post. And it was a powerful header from the Dutchman to make it 3-0 in favor of the Blues. And after 67 minutes, 3 goals meant all 3 points. We're staying here at Anteater Stadium. But the Portland Timbers, too, did pull one back in the 88th minute, a penalty kick from Safu, the substitute, after a foul in the box away from the ball, mind you, on a corner kick, spoiling the shutout for Pepe Miranda and his defense, but not spoiling the night for the Orange County Blues or for Oliver Weiss, who gets the birthday present that he probably wanted most. 3 points as the Blues continue their hunt for the playoffs and continue above that red line. Still plenty to come here with us on Orange County Blues TV as Darby Brown will have interviews on the field. Brad, what are your thoughts on this match?
After that 8th-minute goal by the OC Blues, everything just seemed to click for them. It was Portland Timbers 2 that needed to come out strong and get that early lead, and it really proved that that 1-goal deficit early on was their Achilles heel tonight, as they could just never muster up that offensive attack to get past the great back line tonight of Suggs, Navarro, Griffiths, and McCracken. But how about Chris Cortez? I mean, he has the 2 goals tonight, but if we were in hockey here, he would have had an assist, as he was the one that played that beautiful ball to Estrada that sent it across to Denzel Slogger for that 3rd goal here tonight. But Cortez, the game winner in the 59th minute. Great job, and probably, in my opinion, the player of the match.
Well, once again, we alluded to this earlier, Brad, but the Blues keeping Belmar very, very quiet tonight. What did they do that kept him from seeing the ball?
It was the midfield of Blanco and Luca keeping possession and distributing the ball out wide. Belmar couldn't even get enough touches to be a factor in tonight's game. They tried early on with some balls over the top to Seaton on that right side, which is Josh Suggs' left back spot. They know he likes to get forward, but they could just never have enough possession to get him that ball and make him a factor. Great job by that midfield of Blanco, Luca, and Estrada to give the OC Blues the advantage here tonight and really put on a great showing, scoring 3 here.
A frustrating night for the Portland Timbers, too, and the fans of the Southland Irregulars, the Southern California chapter of the Portland Timbers and the Timbers Army. But what were some of the good things that you saw from T2 tonight?
When they went down that 1 goal, it was really the OC Blues that had the advantage, but they didn't give up. They didn't put their heads down. They tried hard all the way till that final whistle. I mean, we saw Delbridge up on a corner kick and race all the way back to win possession back on his own half. So the resilience and energy that T2 gives out there, they don't let the scoreline affect their style of play. They did ramp up a little bit to start the second half, but after that second goal by Chris Cortez, pretty much write this one off. But T2, they're not out of it yet. They still have some games to finish out the season, and they've been doing a great job up there in that Pacific Northwest.
Well, up next for T2 is Switchbacks FC. And, of course, the Blues face off against their most hated rivals, the LA Galaxy 2. Both games next Saturday. Both games can be seen on USL's YouTube page and every team's YouTube page as well. And just looking, Brad, and it looks at halftime that Sacramento Republic scored right on the stroke of halftime to take a 2-1 lead over Tulsa. So that's going to be a result that Oklahoma City and Seattle Sounders FC2 will not be happy with, especially considering that the Blues did the job for them today. But so far, they're going to have to wait, and also trying to find the score of the Arizona United game.
As we see Coach Weiss there with the big birthday card and the birthday cake. He will enjoy that one here tonight. A big smile on his face, and also Soccer for Hope night. Such a great experience for these fans out here and these players, as we see after every game, greeting their fans, signing autographs. As the owner, Ali Mansouri, is down right there as well, as they want to capture everybody for a picture and cake and maybe a little happy birthday to Coach Weiss.
Coach Weiss certainly deserves it, and the promotion he got this week. Now not only the head coach, but the general manager as well. Tremendous work done by both him and his technical director, Barry Venison, the former Sunderland man, the youngest captain to ever lead a team onto a field at Wembley. Also won 2 league titles and an FA Cup with Liverpool and played for Newcastle United as well.
And there is the happy birthday to Coach Wies
The whole team
and the
surrounding
fans.
Coach Wies singing happy birthday. And a happy birthday it is. His team giving him the perfect present, all 3 points.
And shout out to Daisy Bella Lancaster, her favorite song, happy birthday song.
Well, Wies, we know, so meticulous in his preparation. He got the tactics absolutely right tonight against this Timbers 2 side.
I don't know if it was because of his birthday, but this is the OC Blues soccer to a T. Keeping that ball with possession out of the back. Navarro and Griffiths, great job stopping Seton, communicating well, getting it to your midfield. And we mentioned Blanco, player to watch the start of tonight. Didn't get his name on the score sheet, didn't get any assists, but he was so critical in the success for the OC Blues here tonight. As we see Chris Cortez smile on his face, signing for the fans. All around, great effort. 1 through 18, the support on the bench, the subs, Illich coming in late. This is what the fans wanted, and this is what they got.
Miranda so close to the shutout. I kind of feel guilty, like we jinxed them. We're talking about it, and then that, I would have to say, I'm not trying to be a homer here, Brad, but that was a rather innocuous penalty that was given.
I don't want to say there was a dive. Maybe there was a little bit of an acting job there. Mendoza seemed pretty sure of it, and Navarro was pretty sure it wasn't a foul, and he was just acting, but a lot of announcer curses here tonight.
The Orange County Blues winning 3-1. A brace from Chris Cortez, followed up by a header from Slogger, and then Safu getting the Portland Timbers 2 on the board 2 minutes before full time. And with that, Orange County continuing to climb up the table. Came into tonight just 1 point ahead of Sacramento Republic for that 6th and final playoff spot. If Sacramento Republic can hold on to their lead up in the Capitol, then they will stay 1 point behind the Blues, but both of those teams have the chance to leapfrog other teams in the table. 8 games on the slate today in USL, and what a day it's been, and what a night it continues to be in this league that just continues to grow leaps and bounds, not only in terms of teams, more teams being added, but the quality of the league too. And you talk about the quality that Wies has brought to this side. Last year, this team passed off the parking games. This year, teams unable to even get it out of the back because Wies has his team pressuring so high and staying in tandem with each other, hardly being broken down.
Well, this is the new USL, now Division II in the ranks of soccer. So these players at any moment's notice could get a call up to that first league in the MLS. And Wies, tremendous job with his players tonight and the work all season long, even in the offseason, the hard work that they've put in, already better than last year's marks in record, goals scored, goals conceded, and there's still 4 games to play.
Well, they came in 16th in the league in terms of the offense. That should certainly change tonight as the Blues put up a 3 spot against the Portland Timbers 2. Now 34 goals for in the season, just 32 goals against. Came in tied 8th with Austin in terms of defense. And just giving up 1 goal tonight, well, they've certainly 32 goals is a lot different than the 54 goals they finished with last year. As we're still waiting for Darby Brown to grab an interview down on the field. Of course, everybody wanting to celebrate with Oliver Wies, nobody wanting to leave these celebrations. Well, we certainly understand that, but we are working hard to bring you those interviews. And Brad, it doesn't get any easier for the Blues. Up next, a trip to the Great Northwest, facing off against the Sounders 2 and then WFC 2. That is by no means an easy trip, especially when you consider that they have to play both those games in the space of 3 days.
Well, we know that the OC Blues were successful against WCFC2 here at home. This is the second match of the season, but now late in the season, vying for that playoff position, all bets are off.
And Darby Brown does have an interview, so let's go downstairs. Darby Brown, take it away.
Darby Brown here alongside Milton Blanco. And Milton, congratulations on the win here tonight. What does that victory mean for the Orange County Blues?
It's just one step closer to the playoffs. As you know, it's been a while since the team has made the playoffs. We've been working hard, and so it's just another victory and getting us to where we need to be.
Right, you're right. And deep in the season here with lots of talk about the playoffs, how do you stay focused at each present match?
Just one game at a time. I think the coaching staff has done a good job of keeping us focused and keeping us aware that it's one game at a time, and without focusing on one game, we won't make the playoffs.
All right, thank you, Milton, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you
Back
so
to
much.
you, Mark and Brad.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Darby. Excellent stuff as always. Orange County Blues 3, Portland Timbers 2-1, as Orange County continues to stay in the playoff race, in the playoff spots, looking to get back to the postseason after a year's absence, Brad. And they're not only doing that, but they're doing it the right way.
It all starts from training to the game day to the post game. Everything you do as a team, it matters. The preparation, looking at tape, executing on the practice field, and then executing in the games. And without the leadership that this club has now brought in, can't say any more about the great things this club and organization is doing with the fans and the charities and putting a great product out there on the field as well.
They're doing such a great job working with so many charities, as you said, Brad. Soccer for Hope, fighting against blood diseases, bringing out players from AYSO, and just another wonderful night capped off here at Anteater Stadium. It's always such a joy to come out here and to witness it, and then to witness these players and how close they are, not only with the community, not only with their fans all the way in Texas, but their fans as well here as they come up and they sign autographs after the game. And that's not something you get in any other league. There's a real interaction between the players and these fans here in Orange County. As we're going to send it back downstairs to Darby Brown.
Darby Brown here with Blues forward Chris Cortez. And Chris, 2 goals out here tonight. What was working for you this evening?
I think the team in general was gelling very, very well. We were creating a lot of chances, very dangerous, had a lot of good possession, and I was fortunate enough to be on the end of a couple good plays.
And now you'll face the LA Galaxy 2 next week, a team close by. You've seen them before. How do you prepare for that match?
Just keep working the same way we have. We've already seen them. We both know each other very well, so it's always been good games. The last one was very good as well, and I think just to keep it going.
All right, thank you, Chris, and congratulations on the win. Back to you, Mark and Brad.
Thank you, Darby. Thank you, Chris. And Chris Cortez, a brace tonight, now has 5 goals on the season. Before that, 2 of his 3 goals came against LA Galaxy 2. He loves playing against them, so pretty much expect to see him in the thick of things against LA Galaxy 2 next Saturday night. But for now, that will do it for Brad Paul, for everyone at AIM Sports. I'm Mark Serber saying goodnight from Anteater Stadium, where it finishes the Orange County Blues 3, the Portland Timbers 2-1.